Don't touch that dial. You didn't enlist in the Navy. You're with the Bowsers going to the Air and Space Museum in Washington, D.C. Come with us and join the fun.
So then we visited 2 Air and Space Museums. One out near Dulles Air Force Base and the other one, not Air Force, one near Dulles Airport.
Got to sit in and move the controls back and forward and move the elevators and ailerons and all that stuff. And they had fun time doing it. And then we also got to ride the simulator.
Yes.
The simulator. Yeah, I'm surprised neither one of you guys said the simulator was your best part there at the museum. So the simulator, they have 2 of them. One, you can go in and control the aircraft and stuff. We opted to take the old man one, the smoother one, and we got to fly into outer space and go up to the shuttle space station and do some stuff, and that was pretty cool. Yeah.
I sat with Levi.
I'll be a melody in the night, be like a rhapsody, out of spite, give me a cutest song.
We're not scared. We're not scared at all. They might be scared, but I'm not.
And when the whole world starts to fall, I'll be the one rising up, standing
Where are they
tall.
going, buddy?
They got me like, oh,
Where are they going?
oh, they got
Are they
me like,
going in?
oh, they got me like, oh, they got me like, oh. You better believe I'm on the train. I'll be the rain. Spain change the game. I make this my start. Stay of the art. I'll be a rocket, yeah.
How was it?
So I'm surprised we made it back alive. So then,
That's all the museums, right?
no, we didn't talk about the one downtown.
Oh, yeah.
So then we went to the Air and Space Museum downtown.
Only you and the older boys.
Yeah, it was just me, Logan, and Levi me, Logan, and Landon, because Levi got sick and Mimi stayed home with Levi, so it was just us 3 boys. We're here at the Air and Space Museum downtown. There's planes here as well, but this has more interactive displays than the one over in Dulles. I like them both. If you want to see airplanes, go to the Dulles one. If you want interactive displays, then come here to the one in DC. You guys have fun? There's a new member to the Lindbergh family. So we went
And
to
I missed the Star Trek.
You did. You missed. They have the model of the NC 1701 Enterprise.
I'm a Trekkie. I admit it.
Yes, she is. And they also have a model of the aircraft carrier Enterprise, which it took some guy 12 years to build that. Logan saw that in the thing when he read it, and that was an intricate model. It was made out of cardboard and a bunch of other stuff. And there were also some firsts there as well. They have the Bell X-1, the orange one. Remember the orange one was hanging up in the sky? That was the first plane to go faster than the speed of sound. Interesting fact about that one, the pilot who flew that, and I can't remember his name off the top of my head, is a real famous one. It'll come back to me the moment I turn off the camera. But the pilot who flew that, the day before he flew it, he had a horse ranch, and he got kicked off his horse and broke his rib. And he should not have been flying that day because he had a broken rib.
Wow.
He actually had to use a broom handle to close the door on the airplane because his rib was broken. So that was actually a cool story about that one. I want to say it was John Glenn. but that doesn't sound right. No, Chuck Yeager. That's who it was. Chuck Yeager was the guy. I got another interesting story about Chuck Yeager. Chuck Yeager is from West Virginia, and he's flown lots of combat missions. He became a general in the Air Force and stuff. He's really well known in the aviation world. And I read his autobiography, and he was stationed at an Air Force base in Ohio, and because he was a pilot, he would fly home every weekend so he could be home with his wife. So him and his friend would get an airplane and fly it after they got off on Friday at night home several hours till they got to West Virginia. They would both put the airplane on autopilot and sleep while the plane was flying to West Virginia.
Wow.
Yeah. And then they would wake up and then land the plane.
So, Landon, what was your favorite part about the Air and Space Museum downtown?
All the
Games?
Yeah, they have a section in there to teach you about the 4 forces that make an airplane fly: lift, thrust, drag, and gravity. So they had multiple stations for each one. One that shows how lift works. Lift is how the wind goes over the wing and causes it to lift. Drag, thrust, and gravity. So they had multiple stations every one, and it was pretty cool. Again, somebody was being a little bit of a butthead that day. I won't mention any names. Logan, no, excuse me. Sorry. Because he was taking his station and interfering with some other kids on the station right next to them. So there's 2 stations side by side.
He just told me.
One was they were both air stations. So they showed how air affect objects. So the first one was just a circular thing which blew air straight up, and they had a little plastic globe of the Earth, and it would cause it to float if you got it set perfectly. The station next to which one he was on had a hose that pushed out air. You were supposed to aim the air to go through these 2 softballs, which you would think the air going between the 2 would cause them to go apart, but it doesn't. It actually causes them to go closer together. So instead of pushing the air at his softballs, he was blowing it at the Earth off of the thing, instigating the other kids. So we're here at the Air and Space Museum Annex. You got all kinds of cool things like an SR-71 and one of the space shuttles.
We are all volunteers at the museum. We come here 1 or 2 days a week, just have a good time taking tours out. School tours, regular tours like this visitor tour. Watch the wind, you'll understand what I was just explaining about the wing warping. So if you watch the wings, you'll be able to see how they actually
They have the museum divided up into sections. This section is modern aircraft. They have World War I aircraft, World War II aircraft, and a space center. I could spend days in here. Buddy? So here you see the Concorde. The Concorde was the first supersonic air transport. They quit using it because of the cost of running the airplanes and sound problems, because a lot of the airports wouldn't allow it to land because it was too noisy. I wish I'd have gotten to fly on one.
What is it? Huh? What is
Mr. Landon, what did you learn today?
What I learned about airplanes.
I hope you didn't learn anything. Learn. There you go. Yeah? What'd you learn about this airplane? Nothing, because we haven't talked about it yet. It was a trick question. Booyah!
I'm like, what?
I couldn't even tell you what this is. It's an airplane, green and gray and blue. And it's got this big thing on the front that spins. And then it pulls the airplane forward, and then air goes over the wings, and the plane starts going. And then when it sees something it doesn't like, it's got machine guns and it goes.
How did?
See? It blew your socks off. Ready?
What is it? Airplane?
That's how you take off. And you're making that blue part in the back. The elevator, you probably saw that going up. It's to push it in. So it goes up and down.
And of course, I seemed like 55 times that day, I kept having to tell them about these imaginary signs all over the place. Yeah, you know the signs that say, what? What? Yes. Huh, I don't see the sign that says, please touch me.
I don't
So leave it alone. Yes. Okay, so did you guys have fun visiting the museums in DC?
Yes!
All right.